Earlier this year, while I was scrolling through my phone during a lunch break at work, I stumbled upon a sale from Ancestry DNA. Their kits were almost 40% off, and I remember thinking, this would make the perfect Christmas gift. My family has always been curious about our roots, and we've spent countless dinners speculating whether we have Viking blood from our dad's side or some royal lineage from our mom's. It felt like the kind of gift that was meaningful, educational, and actually kind of fun. So, without overthinking it, I bought 6 of them, one for each immediate family member, myself included. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. In our family, we celebrate the night before Christmas with a cozy little tradition. Pajamas, hot chocolate, the fireplace crackling in the background, and exchanging gifts at night instead of waiting for the morning. It's always been my favorite part of the holidays. Everyone relaxed and warm, laughing, music softly playing in the background. I wrapped each DNA kit carefully in festive paper with everyone's names written in gold ink, and I was genuinely excited to see their reactions. After dinner, we settled into the living room. The tree lights blinked gently, casting a warm glow over the room as we passed out gifts. I handed out my presents last. "Okay," I said, barely able to hide my excitement. "Everyone open them at the same time!" There was a chorus of tearing paper, and then a second of silence as everyone looked at their identical gifts. My brother was the first to speak. "Yo, is this that DNA thing? No way!" He grinned, shaking the little box like it would start working just by rattling it. My sisters looked amused and curious, exchanging glances. My dad chuckled. "Nice! I've always wondered if that Irish rumor from Grandma was true." But my mom's reaction was something else entirely. She froze. Her smile disappeared like someone had flipped a switch. "Oh," she said, her voice tight. These are the DNA kits?" I nodded, still smiling, a bit confused but not thinking much of it. "Yeah, I figured we could all do it together. Compare results, see where we all come from." That's when she sat up straighter, her eyes scanning the room. "I don't think you should take these." We all turned to look at her. "Why not?" my younger sister asked, puzzled. "They use chemicals. Dangerous chemicals. It's not safe." "I've read about it," Mom said quickly, her hands nervously fidgeting in her lap. We were all taken aback. "What?" "No, Mom," I said gently. "They're just spit tests. There are no chemicals involved. It's literally just saliva in a tube." But she wouldn't let it go. "I mean, do we really all need to take it? Couldn't one of you do it, and then we'd just, I don't know, share the results?" Her voice was high-pitched, too cheery, too forced. "You could return the extra ones. Save some money." At this point, the room had gone still. The earlier buzz of excitement had drained away, replaced by a thick, uncomfortable tension. My dad looked over at her, frowning slightly. "Linda," he said cautiously, "what's this really about?" "I just think it's unnecessary," she snapped, standing up and smoothing her sweater with shaky hands. "We should talk about it. Upstairs." "Linda." My dad's voice was sharper this time, quieter but more commanding. "Now?" She didn't answer. She just turned and walked up the stairs. Dad followed, the staircase creaking with each step. The door to their bedroom closed behind them, and we were left in stunned silence. My brother was the first to break it. Did Mom just have a panic attack over a DNA test? My older sister, always the voice of reason, looked pale. Something's off. Really off. We sat there, DNA kits resting in our laps like ticking time bombs, listening to the muffled but escalating voices of our parents arguing upstairs. And that's when my younger sister whispered the sentence that froze the room. What if one of us has a different dad? Nobody laughed. Nobody even breathed for a second. My brother cleared his throat. I mean, it would explain her reaction. I mean, maybe it's not that, I offered, still trying to find a rational explanation. Maybe she just doesn't trust the company, or she's afraid of the government or something. But deep down, we all knew it wasn't that. Upstairs, the voices grew louder. Mom's voice cracking, Dad's voice sharp and frustrated. It wasn't just about the kits. This had nothing to do with chemicals. We sat around for what felt like hours. Eventually, my dad came down looking like he'd aged 10 years in one night. He looked at us, really looked at us. His eyes were red and his shoulders slumped like the weight of something massive had finally settled. I think, he said softly, your mom will talk to you all in the morning. No one slept much that night. The next morning was quiet. No one wanted to bring it up. We gathered for breakfast in awkward silence, the clinking of forks and soft chewing almost unbearably loud in the absence of conversation. Finally, my mom entered the room. She looked tired, like she hadn't slept either. Her eyes were puffy. She sat down and placed an old photo album on the table. I want to tell you something, she said quietly. I should have told you a long time ago. We all put down our forks. She took a deep breath. When I was very young, just after I had your oldest sister, her biological father passed away. It was sudden, an accident. I was devastated, completely lost. And during that time, an old friend came back into my life. Your dad. She looked at my father, and they shared a glance so full of history and pain and love that it made my throat tighten. He helped me through everything. He was there for me when I couldn't even function. And over time, we fell in love. We got married. We had the rest of you. But we never told you the truth because it hurt too much. I didn't want her to grow up feeling different. I didn't want any of you to feel like you weren't a real family. There was silence. No one moved. My older sister's eyes brimmed with tears. You mean he's not my biological dad? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Mom reached across the table and held her hand. But he raised you? He changed your diapers, took you to school, taught you how to ride a bike. He is your dad. Always has been. My dad nodded, his voice rough. You're my daughter. Always will be. She burst into tears. He got up and hugged her. We all sat there in stunned silence, but not from anger, from the overwhelming sense of love and truth that had finally come to light. And suddenly, the DNA kits didn't seem so threatening anymore. That night, we opened the photo album. Mom showed us pictures of a man we had never seen, my sister's biological father. He looked kind, happy. There was a picture of him holding a newborn, his face shining with pride. There were letters, faded with age, little notes he had written to my mom before he passed. And my sister smiled through her tears. I'm glad I get to know him now, even if it's only through these. We cried. We laughed, we told stories, and slowly, the strange, heavy weight that had hung over us lifted. Christmas wasn't ruined. In fact, it became something more, a moment of truth, a deepening of love, a reminder that families are built not just on DNA, but on sacrifice, on quiet strength, and on showing up every single day. We've all decided we'll still take the DNA tests, not to expose secrets, but to explore the past, to understand the cultures and lineages that shaped us. My mom even joked about taking one herself, just to see if all this drama was worth it. We still tease her a bit. "Hey, Mom," my brother said the next morning with a grin. "Any more secret dads we should know about before brunch?" She laughed, rolled her eyes, and swatted him with a dish towel. "No more secrets, I promise." This Christmas, we didn't just unwrap presents. We unwrapped history. We unwrapped pain, healing, and a deeper understanding of each other. And for the record, no, my mom's not a whore. And yes, Dad, you're still our daddy. Always.